Hi, everybody. Robin Stuckel from the I Can Do Anything podcast. Episode 32 is unique in the fact that a few days ago, Ashley and I were going through some files and realized that we never dropped this episode. It's from September 21st of 2020. The episode was titled 75 Hard and Hiking, which was an update to everybody on what Ashley and I were doing. We loved this episode, so we decided to drop it for our April 1st, 2021 drop. We did have technical difficulties with the background. However, we still liked the episode. We hope you enjoy episode 32.
Hi, Ashley.
Hey, Robin. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fantastic, but I think you're even better, and I'm so excited about today because today is the day that we've all been waiting for. Please tell us. You're just grinning, and I love it.
I am super excited. Behind me is a calendar.
Yeah.
It's 75-day calendar, and today is day 75. We are recording on September 21st, 2020, and I am thrilled to say I made it.
You made it.
I am ecstatic.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy to see the journey that you've done because, I mean, as our listeners know, you started and then something happened. I can't remember exactly what happened, but
I was on day 29.
29.
And
Yep.
my husband and I were out west. We were touring Montana, Idaho, Wyoming. Yellowstone was just the thrill.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we were in Missoula, Montana, and I read my 10 pages. I drank my gallon of water. I did my two workouts of 45 minutes each. One has to be outside. What else? I was following my diet plan. No alcohol. And the one thing I didn't do was take a selfie. And the reason you take a selfie is to see your progress from day 1 to day 75. Again, 75 Hard is not an exercise program. It is not a diet program. It's a mental challenge. It's a mental discipline program. I was talking to my friend Leslie on the phone in Missoula, Montana, and I said to her, I still have to take my selfie. I got back to the room. Matt and I must have turned on the TV, laid down, and I never woke back up again to take my selfie.
No.
And I woke up on day 30 and went, oh, I just read all these pages, drank 29 gallons of water, and I missed one selfie.
Mm-hmm.
I took 2 selfies today just because that was not going to be the reason that I failed.
That's amazing. I think that's a huge testament to how dedicated you've been, though, because there are so many people that I'm sure have done 75 hard that haven't taken a selfie and they're like, oh, it's fine. It's no big deal. But like you took it so seriously and that's extremely impressive. Like I haven't attempted 75 hard yet. And for one, the gallon of water sounds heinous, but it is what it is. I already go to the bathroom so much, but like you did it and like you took the selfies and the 2 exercises is no easy feat. Like I work out every day, but it is hard to fit in 2 45-minute workouts a day.
It is hard. It is really hard. And I was explaining to my buddy Dan today about it's not about eating. It's not about, it's not the diet. It's not the working out. It's mental discipline.
Mm-hmm.
How do you fit in your day? And then something comes in and it changes it. Plans got changed, anything unexpected. And how do you still fit that in? It's all about planning. One of them has to be outside. I did choose the summer. I did do 2 workouts this past 75 days in the rain to get them in. It's really just a mental process. How do you get it done? And I did it.
Yeah.
There were many days that I was reading at 9:30, 10 o'clock at night to get my 10 pages in. There have been countless numbers of evenings where I have gone to the bathroom probably 4 times in the middle of the night. My sleeping was disrupted, but again, it's how do you get it done in order to be successful? How do you get it done so you can sleep through the middle of the night? How do you get it done? Whatever. So this is the last thing I have left. Oh, you can't really see my water. Yay! Anyway, I have how many ounces of water left?
It probably what, like
15.
30? Oh,
Yeah.
looks a
No.
lot. It looks a lot bigger in
Yeah,
my
it
view.
does. It does. Yeah, no. I'm going to tell you exactly.
And then there's me over here who's
15.
only drank 1 bottle of water today, and then I have this, and I'm like, why am I so dehydrated? Because you don't drink any water, Ashley. You never do.
No. And in fact, Ashley got she sent me a water bottle as a present so that she and I could both drink more water because we both knew we were terrible at drinking water.
And I haven't kept up my part of the bargain. I'm trying to do better, but I was doing really well for a while, but I've slacked off recently. So I'm interested to know, and I think our listeners are too, what are some of the sacrifices that you've had to make? Because I think a lot of it is about priorities, and maybe it's just more about priorities. Sacrifices is a negative word, and you and I try to flip that. But like, I'm sure, I mean, you have a husband. I'm sure you've had to give up time that you normally would hang out with him, or like even you said you meditate, but it's interesting how those things that you used to be priorities sometimes get shifted a little bit. So how has the sacrifices been for you?
I do think that I've sacrificed some things. Certainly time with friends.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly time that I could have spent with Matt doing different things. I don't think it's been terrible because I am a morning person and my husband goes to work early in the morning. So I'm able to get my first 45-minute workout in and I'm able to read right away in the morning. My trading buddy, John, is the one who got me started on this. And I said the same thing to him, lessons learned, get 2 or 3 things done right away. Get your selfie done right away, start drinking water, get your workout in and then start drinking water because otherwise you're going to pee on your 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what a lot of people say on Facebook. I do feel like I strategized well in order to get as much done so I didn't sacrifice time with my husband or I didn't sacrifice time with my friends.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't easy. Several times I was walking at lunch and I would call Ashley, I would call some of my other friends, and I'm huffing and puffing from the exercise-induced asthma, but that's a whole nother story. But I'll be huffing and puffing. So I still tried to get time in with friends and family while I was still on the challenge.
That's such a smart idea, like the multitasking aspect of it. Because a
You
lot of
have
people say,
to.
I don't have the time. And like, I always forget, like sometimes like my grandparents will call and I'm like, oh, I'm just so busy and stuff. And it's like, well, you can call them while you're driving, you know?
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of alternatives that you can do. And it's very easy for us to forget it because we're go, go, go all the time. That's how we've been programmed. But do you feel like you are more grounded? Do you feel like you've had the ability to slow down? Like, I feel like your day is really packed, but do you feel more grounded with it?
I do. It's weird you should say that.
Mm-hmm.
There are lots of lessons learned on this one.
Yeah, let's hear them.
The main one is that this really isn't a program, it's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
While I will not be drinking a gallon of water every single day, that lifestyle part will not be happening.
Yeah.
That was the biggest struggle, but really focusing on reading leadership, motivational books, and really picking up the book, not just audiobooks. On 75 Hard, it's great if you listen to audiobooks on Audible or whatever you listen your books on, but it's really about picking up the book. It's picking up the hard copy. It's reading those 10 pages. And it's not, most of you know David Baldacci is one of my favorite authors. I have not read one book in the past probably 6 months from him.
Wow.
Because I started 75 Hard back in May, stopped in the middle of June, started back in the beginning of July and just finished. Because those 10 pages, you still have to get them in. So that's something that I want to do. I do want to strive to get 70 pages in a week. It's just not going to be probably 10 pages a day. Water, I am still going to strive to get 75 to 100 ounces of water in a day. If I don't do it, it's not the end of the world. I probably won't drink any water after 7 o'clock just so I can sleep throughout the night. Working out is something too. A workout doesn't have to be P90X. I love Shaun T and hip hop abs, but it doesn't have to be that. It can be a nice yoga flow. It can be stretching. It can be leisurely walking for 45 minutes. It can be walking and jogging, which is something I've gotten into. But I know that it has to be a lifestyle now. It's not just it was 75 hard program. It has to be the real thing now.
Did you find that there were any sort of, I'm trying to figure out how to say this, but like on certain days, did you find that you had more or less, not excitement, that's not a good word, like motivation towards it? Like, did you find that, like, if you had, you don't typically have bad days, like, but a bad day at work or something, or a stressful day at work, did you find that you had less motivation to do the thing? Or like after a long weekend, did you not want to do it during that weekdays?
I don't know that I even thought about that.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like sometimes I've seen a couple of videos of people and they're like, "Oh, I just had a weekend out with my friends and I don't want to do it this week." You know, and so it's interesting. I guess did you find that your motivation wavered at all, like at a certain time period? I think at one point you said your hardest was like your 50s.
Yep. The all of the 50 days, 50, 51, 52, 53.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it was a lull. I don't feel like it was a lull. I certainly would have wanted to sleep in. Some days I did. So I worked out at lunch and then I worked out again after work. Yet I think you get tired of I got tired of doing the same thing over and over again, which again was another lesson that, maybe when I've done these diets, I get tired after 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And that's typically exactly what happens to me is I'll do really well on keto or low carb or whatever thing the new thing was. I do really well for a couple of weeks and then I just go off it because I get bored. But I knew that during the 50s of the days that there was, I couldn't. I was so close. Why would I give up after 50 days? And I kept doing it and kept doing it and kept doing it. And I'm really glad I did. I don't feel like I lost motivation. I certainly got sick of drinking the water.
Yeah.
The no alcohol, that was the easiest, and the hardest was the water.
Yeah, that's how I think it would be for me too. I don't really drink alcohol ever, but in water is definitely an issue because I've drank a lot of water on some days just as like an experiment did they say that the more water you drink, the less you have to pee? Is that the case? Like, I don't feel like that's the case.
I'm going to call BS on that.
Yeah. Maybe for some people it is. I don't know.
Maybe. I do feel as if I got used to it. So maybe the perception is that you don't go as often. You're still taking in 128 ounces a day plus
Gotta
some.
go somewhere. Do you feel different? I mean, there's all sorts of different aspects that your mind is growing, your physicality is getting better, you're hydrating yourself. Do you feel different in all sorts of different ways? Do you feel?
I do. Yeah. I feel that the motivational and the leadership books have been just very, very interesting. I love reading about all of that kind of stuff and learning. I don't notice a big difference with my skin and my hair with drinking all of the water. I don't have the headaches that I used to have.
I will say I've seen a difference in your skin. And maybe it's just, it might be because you see yourself every day and we're always more critical of ourselves. And like, you may have not seen the pictures, but so as most of our listeners know, Robin and I and a few other friends, we Marco Polo every day. And so I get to see her beautiful face on the screen all the time. But I've noticed your skin looks clearer and it's more, it glows more. Like it has like a brightness to it. You've also been doing face masks too.
Yes, I have. I've done it. Yes, I have.
But
typically once every other week I do a face mask.
But yeah, that's not enough to cause that much change. The water is a big part of that.
Yeah. And again, I have very few headaches. I used to get headaches a lot because I think I was borderline dehydrated.
Yeah, you probably were. Most of, I think, our issues is that we're always dehydrated with people. Like a lot of skin issues, a lot of hair issues. But yeah, a lot of headaches, illnesses, all water related.
Yeah, they really are. And you wouldn't even think that.
No.
My eating was okay. It wasn't great. I do feel that during the 75 days, I cleaned up even more. I was thinking of doing in fact, today I was thinking, oh, tomorrow night or Wednesday night, I want to do a pumpkin bread. And I thought of all the sugar that
Yeah.
goes into pumpkin bread. And I had just a slight hesitation of, oh my gosh, that's way too much sugar. And I
Mhm.
do have the keto sugar, so I could use keto sugar instead of real sugar. It does really make you think of all the junk in the processed food that you put in your
Yes.
body. It's horrible.
And
I
you're
mean, it's really bad when you take 75 days of eating cleaner or as clean as possible, and then thinking of the stuff that you're putting in your body.
mm-hmm. It's so funny you mentioned that because me and one of my coworkers were literally talking about this 6 hours ago because we were talking about eating really clean. And so I like to think that I eat super, super clean now, a lot of fresh food. I mean, it's like so clean. But I was talking about how I used to this all comes down to the other day I was talking with a friend and I was like, I've been really craving like bad food for you, like cheese sticks and like pizza rolls. And I was like, I want to have a charcuterie board with just like all of the different like snack items. Anyways, and I was talking about that with my coworker the other day and I said, the bad thing about that is as much as I'm craving it, I would feel terrible eating it because I used to eat Jet's Pizza all the time, like once a week. That's a great pizza place here in Nashville. But I remember I had not eaten that stuff for the longest time. And then I had it after like a year of not eating it. And I literally wanted to throw up. And it's because your body adapts to the cleanliness with all that water. You mean you've eaten clean and then all of that 120 ounces of water a day, you're flushing out all of those toxins out of your body. That when you put something that's highly processed into it, your body goes into almost like a shock because it doesn't know what's going on anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have had my diet is a little bit different. It was mostly clean. It wasn't a cheat meal. I didn't do any cheat meals.
Mm-hmm.
I did have pizza one day, which again,
That's
it was a clean, what's that?
That's okay.
Yeah, it is. On my plan, it was fine, and it was a cleaner version of pizza.
Mm-hmm.
And I still felt I only had two smaller pieces, and I still kind of felt icky and was like, oh, I'm not doing that again. It
Yeah.
is your body adjusts rapidly.
It does. I mean, how fast do you think yours adjusted?
I would say probably 40 days, over a month.
Okay.
I do think it probably took, but I haven't ate anything terrible
Mm-mm.
in
You were
a
sending me
long
pictures
time.
of salmon. You
Lots
had,
of
I mean,
Brussels sprouts.
lots of Brussels sprouts, a lot of oatmeal bowls, like very clean stuff, very
Yeah.
healthy. Like
Yep.
hemp seeds, like all sorts of really healthy food.
Yeah.
So
It's been interesting. Let's
I
talk
can,
about you because
oh,
you've had some really fun things happening.
I just a lot of very similar things. I don't know. I've been hiking like always. Went on a hike. I was supposed to go kayaking this past weekend and that got canceled last minute. We had to reschedule that for next month. So went hiking all by myself and you would be very angry at me, Robin. But Robin and I were talking on the phone, so I wasn't too scared.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a thing with Ashley going out hiking without somebody.
I know, and sometimes I do it without telling you. I know. I feel bad about it. I get very guilty about it now, so I just don't.
Good. That's awesome. Next time I
think.
see you, I'll put Life 360 on your phone, and then I'll know exactly where you are
Okay,
every minute of the day.
My other best friend, Ella, she made me share my location with her at all times. Because I've been doing
Way to go, Ella.
Yeah,
Awesome,
go,
Ella.
So she has my location at all times. I've been doing a lot of like getting out and doing stuff socially distanced, but like just like I've been running a whole lot. I've been running a whole lot, but more so than normal every single day now. And it's gotten to a point where I don't get sore anymore. It's great. And I don't know what the difference. I don't know if it's just because the weather has changed, but like all I want to do, before let you in on a little secret. When I was running earlier in the quarantine, I did not want to run. I wanted nothing. I just forced myself to do it because it was good for me. In the last probably 3 to 4 weeks, I have come home every single day wanting to run. And the days that I do not run, I can't stand it. Like I have to run, and it might just because I've been having a lot of energy recently, but it's so funny because it's become ingrained in my like daily routine. And like, even like there are days where I'll come home from work at like 5, and then I'll be heading over to Ella's at 6. And I'm like, hey, you're going to have to wait because I have to get in like a 2-mile run before I come to your house. And I'll just go and do a quick shower. And it's interesting how that's progressed because now I love it. I love running now, which is weird to say.
That's awesome. It's
Yeah.
awesome to say. And your job is going really, really well.
Yes. Oh, I absolutely love my job so much. I mean, I don't want to like say that, I mean, you could look it up on LinkedIn or anything, but I get to, for many of my listeners, I have a degree in environmental science. And so this job kind of just fell in my lap this year, and I get to work with the water and environment department, and I help work on proposals and press releases and marketing stuff, and events for clients. And it has been the most fulfilling thing ever. It's so exciting to get to go to work every day. And I love the people that I work with, and I work with some amazing engineers every single day, and truly like living the dream now. And I love it. And I'm so excited to see where this position takes me to, because I see a lot of bright things in the future. But I'm just ready for COVID to be over so we can get really into the swing of things, because this has only been like a preview of the stuff that I'm going to be working on. So I don't know. It's so nice to be able to say that you love going to work in the morning. And truly I do. Like a lot of people don't. I live pretty much by myself. So it's like for some people, they don't want to go into work. They like working from home, and that's totally fine. But I have found that I love work so much that I get to go in and I see the people that I work with, and that's been great. So
I'm one of those people that like to work from home. We are doing once a month, we're doing socially distanced things outside with our team.
yeah.
And the first one that we did was in August, and we went to a park, and I do miss everybody. I miss everybody, even though we have WebEx and we do videos and you can see each other. I do miss that part of it, but I'd be good with once a month. So, and I too love my job. That was one of the things that, if you go back and listen to the first or the second episode, Ashley and I really bonded on. We both really enjoyed our work. We don't think that it's horrible.
I love
we
work.
enjoy what we do, and we're so lucky to do that. We really are lucky. But yeah, I'm good with staying at home.
Yeah.
I will say that Wisconsin has had the highest numbers recently than we've had throughout the whole pandemic. I'm okay with staying home for a while. Like I said, our numbers have skyrocketed, so I'm good with staying home.
I wonder what causes that.
I think your visit to Wisconsin,
I know,
Ashley,
I brought the COVID. For legal reasons, I do not have COVID.
She does not have COVID.
I came up, she didn't get COVID. I
No.
go to work every day, and no one's
Yes.
caught COVID, and I don't have any symptoms of COVID either. But no, I haven't actually kept track of Tennessee's numbers. I don't think they're doing that much different, but everyone still has to wear a mask out and about. So, I mean, it's very normal still. I mean, the new normal.
The new normal.
Yeah.
Best co-pilot ever, Dawn, keeps our entire team up to date every single day on our team chat room of the Wisconsin numbers.
Yeah. I was talking to Martin today, actually, and he was saying, we were talking about our COVID because he lives in Czech Republic. He said they have had a ton of people recently with the numbers skyrocketing over there too. And I was like, oh no. I was like, here it's not so bad. I mean, it won't go away, but it's so far I don't feel like it's gotten a lot higher. So it's just funny. I mean, I would have never expected us to be in September and this still happening. But it's still cool. I mean, the cool thing about my job also is that I do have the ability to work from home. I could if I wanted to. But yeah, for where I am in life, and I'm a high extrovert, and truly I went into work the other day, and normally there's 3 of us in our section, me and 3 others out of 30. And the other 2 had to go to it was me and 2 other guys that day, and the other 2 had to go to a meeting. And And I just got so sad and I was so lonely and quiet, but I just blasted my music because I was the only one in my little section, and it's great. And I love it. I love the ability to do that if I want to.
Well, and you get to sit out on the rooftop, which looks
Oh,
awesome when she polos
yes.
at lunchtime.
Oh my gosh. So on our building, my building is right along the river in downtown Nashville. And there's a terrace out there that has been closed during the entire pandemic. And they just recently opened it back up, but there's no one in the building ever. And so I get to go there, and it is like having a private terrace to myself. There's all these really cool like sofa chairs out there, and I will just take my laptop out there and I will kick my feet up on the sofa. And they are, I think they're going to start putting the fire pits back up. And I just sit in my little couch on my chair, and I overlook the river, and it's just, it's so beautiful. And I spend literally the entire like 8 hours there outside every day, and I get like my vitamin D in, I get my tan, and sometimes people will come out there, but truly like 7 of the 8 hours there's no one out there, and I blast music again. It's great.
I should come down there. I can work from anywhere that there's internet.
Yeah,
I come down. Ashley and I will be socially distanced, sitting out on the patio. I'll have another monitor, but that's okay.
I know. Sometimes I need another monitor. My laptop screen is very tiny for work, and I have a lot of things I'm doing at once. That's just the nature of my job. It's a very multitasky job. And that is the one downside, is that I know I have 3 monitors on my desk, and they're huge. Like they're like 30-inch monitors on my little one. And yeah, I can't ever see, and I have to it feels so weird when I'm just typing on my computer, but totally worth it in my book because it's just perfect. It's perfect out there. But,
awesome.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else other than that. It's been pretty awesome. Life is just great. It's just, and life is great for you. It's just.
Life is really good.
Yeah.
Really good right now.
Yeah. I think I can't remember if we told our listeners and everything, but I was convinced last year that 2020 was going to be the best year yet. And truly, even with the pandemic, it's been my best year yet. And I feel like for you, it's been great too. Granted, it's a very weird time, but we've made the most out of it, and we've grown, and it's just amazing.
It's what you make of it in your mindset.
Yeah. And you've done 75 hard now. Mm-hmm. And you did it in 2020 when a lot of people have lost a lot of motivation, and there's no judgment in that. It's just you push through a huge mental challenge, and you made it happen.
And I have a great support system, and great support systems always help.
Yeah. But it'll be a good year. We've still got a few more months left of it.
We do. And fall is my favorite time of the year.
Anything fun planned for fall? I think a lot of stuff is going to be open. I don't know if there's pumpkin patches in Nashville, but I don't think the typical corn mazes and what are those things where everyone rides in the back of a tractor?
A hayride?
Hayride. I don't think they're going to be doing that this year because you can't socially distance. So
no, probably not.
It'll be sad.
Yeah.
It is what it is, but.
Oh, wow. We would love to hear from our listeners on what they are doing during the fall and what they're looking forward to. Mm-hmm. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, we'll have to have another book mini-sode too, because you've been through a ton of books. I'd be very interested to hear some of the ones you've done for 75 Hard. So maybe we can do a special one, but we won't do it in this episode. You'll have to wait for the next one.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Yeah. Anything else before we go?
I don't think so. Always reach out to us, and we're more than happy to help you.
All right. We'll talk to everyone soon. Stay awesome.
And keep reaching for your anything.
Goodbye.
See ya.